Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Super Monday Night Combat Commentary. For this commentary, I will be playing Combat Girl, and I'll be using, once again, my garbage endorsements and my products because I haven't bought any good ones. I believe this one also focuses on skill regeneration, just like my tank one does, because those are really the only worthwhile endorsements I have, and skills are always good to have, so you can't really lose. And right here, I'm warning my teammates of my opponents of the dangers of Draculas. Tell them to watch out for Draculas. And then there's a Spark in here whose name is, I guess, Gentle Mental Man. And I couldn't wrap my head around his name at first, and so now I'm asking him how he pronounces his name, and then he starts to explain it, and somebody says donut, and I laugh, and that's all pointless. But we're on Loco Moco again, which it's just coincidental that this match there's only 3 maps so far, so the odds are pretty high that you're gonna get the same map for another commentary. But see right there, he says donuts, and then I laugh. Oh, I give him an oh shit, because yeah, why not? I exclaim loudly. At the start, I upgrade to level 2 kitties, but I would recommend upgrading a level 2 laser. Your cooldown will be much lower, and her laser is really, really helpful for clearing bot lanes and for killing bots. And then, of course, that early game, that's what you want to do. And right now, you see me, I'm jumping around like a doofus, and I'm overhealing my teammates. That's what you need to be doing if you're playing combat. You have no reason not to. You want to buy your skill immediately and then start overhealing your teammates, because there's no reason not to overheal them, because at this point in the game, there's no bots for you to kill, and you're not going to kill any enemies. And right there I did a laser, and it was a really stupid laser. It was kind of pointless, because at that point in the game I was just going to hit them. It wasn't going to do much damage. It's only level 1, and it was a gunner, and it just would have been annoying. And they had a Combat Girl on their side, so they would have healed up all that damage. And then right there, that Carl dies because he's being a dummy. They had a million enemies on him, and he was low health, and he didn't back down, and I couldn't heal him fast enough. But yeah, you want to basically early game just don't even use your laser on enemies unless you're gonna kill them with it, or their teammates have grappled them, and you time it so that right as they get out of the grapple, you right here I time this laser, and he just walks into it. I sort of guess where he's going to go, and that's the best way to use laser. Is to combat lasers, to guess where they're going to go, and to basically unload a giant laser of death upon their face. But yeah, see right there, he was being stupid. I knew that if I hit him with the laser, then I could most certainly kill him, so I didn't. Right there, that's the best opportunity to use it. But as I was saying before, if your teammate gets a grapple, sort of time when the grapple's going to end, and then hit them with the laser when they come out of the grapple, because you take reduced damage in a grapple. And right here, I should have lasered sooner, because he was running right where I knew he was going to run. But for whatever reason, I guess I just had my head up my ass, and so I didn't shoot the laser, and so he gets away, despite the gunner's best efforts of holding down W and mouse 1. Now, right now, right here, this would be a perfect opportunity for laser. What you want to do early game is basically just launch lasers down the lane and hit a million bots, because you'll kill all the slim bots. And then you'll take a huge chunk out of the shady bot. And then oftentimes your best bet whenever your teammates are shooting somebody is to just heal. Like in that instance right there, that guy was dead. There was nothing. It was all my teammates were there. But and if there's a team fight, your best choice is to heal, because your team is going to do more damage than you are going to with your nail gun, and the longer they stay alive and avoiding any of their deaths is only going to if one of them died, basically there's 4 of them, you'd be decreasing your firepower by 25%. So your goal is to keep them alive with your heal gun, and just don't even worry. Really, the nail gun is for finishing off pros and last resort, and for killing bots. Now, oftentimes I use the hurt portion of the Combat Girl's hurt gun whenever there's multiple bots around, because I'm constantly tagging them. I'm draining health from them, so if they shoot me, I get it back. And I don't have to focus on only one target. I'm not sure about the DPS on it in terms of what's better, but I believe if you're hitting if you're hitting all 5 targets with their hurt gun, then I'm sure you're doing more damage than the nail gun, and you're also going to be tagging more bots. If you get early game, you get a wave of bots. I believe there's 4 slims and a shady. I could be mistaken, maybe 3 slims and a shady. But basically, you hurt gun all of those, and you get, if your teammates aren't around, you get the slims for yourself, which it'll help build up your bot streak, which will help you get leveled up quicker. And then as soon as you get rid of all the slims with the hurt gun, it's just the shady left. You then switch to your nail gun and you take them out. Right here, let's see. I think no, I don't. Okay, never mind. I just heal up my turret, which you believe you get money for, which is kind of silly. Like, I mean, but it gives you incentive not to just let them die and spam them over and over again, because you can kind of do that. Here, I line this up and boom, I get a 2 for. I was really only trying to hit the combat girl, and that's another tip. Whenever you see there's a support or a combat girl attached to a gunner, what you're going to want to do is not attack the gunner. You're going to want to attack the combat girl or the support. Because like any damage you do is going to be mitigated by their heal gun. And and anytime it's a 2-on-1, especially whenever there's a gunner in that 2-on-1, it's never a good situation for you to be in. So what you want to do is you want to get the support or combat girl low health, and then get them to back off, and then when the gunner's alone is when you want to start to sort of chip away at them. And right here, I go up to the Annihilator, and it's really important that you get up before the announcers. I don't in this gameplay because I just wasn't paying attention. I had just played, I believe, tank, because that's my main class. And here's a nice tip. Whenever you know somebody's going to come up, as soon as you see them about to hit that jump, just start a laser and they'll land right in it. And then as you can see, I fortified and laser at the exact same time. The guy lands into a world of hurt and gets absolutely melted. And so basically, we're all up here, and then I buy the Annihilator, and then this jerk assault, he bombs me, but I'm like, whatever, he's stupid. And so I buy it again, and look, right here, you see, he hits me with 2 grenades, and then he has to reload because he's a dope. And then right there, I believe that was a misclick. I wanted to aim and hit him since he was being a dummy and not moving, and now he's basically flying in one big circle in one direction, very, very poorly using his maneuverability skill. And so I have poor aim, but I still get an assist. And I heal this taunting Carl because he's being silly. He's being quite the silly goose. Now I go up here, and now I start to help with this fight, but then there's 3 people and a gunner, and I'm like, okay, this Carl, he's not backing away. He's a dummy. Like, at this point, he should have been running away. There's a gunner in the mix, and it's 2-on-1. And there wasn't anything I was going to do. Like, if they were smart, they would have focused all of their attention on me. I would have got immediately massacred, and then the Carl would have been massacred. But he decided that fighting all of them at once was a good idea, and so he dies. And right there, that was a good, I would say that was a good laser. What you want to do is, like, anytime there's a huge line of bots and there's a pro just sort of milling about in the background, you want to sort of light it up to hit the pro, but your main goal is just to hit all of the bots, because you'll do massive damage to them. Hopefully you'll kill them, you'll tag them all, and it'll help with, once again, leveling you up, because, I mean, being higher level than your enemy is never a bad thing. Now, I predict that guy to walk left, but he very stupidly stands still. He just continues to stand still, so oftentimes maybe you want to look at the scoreboard and see who the stupidest person on the enemy team is, and that is more likely than not going to be the person with the lowest score. And then you will know that they're going to be a dummy. And then this guy's a dummy. Walks into. I should have had another kitten down, but I unfortunately couldn't. I predict that he's going to go towards the gunner again, but he doesn't. And now I see this Carl being a dummy, running into the lasers, and he prop-ups out, and I'm like, okay, you're a dead man. And so I'm just chipping away at him. I'm trying to get into a close enough range. And now, I throw the kid, and I thought he was going to go to the Regenadol and try to run away, but he just goes towards his base, and right here. And this really bummed me out. Now look, he was dead. Laser, and I miss by like an inch, and I take a bunch of damage from the turret. And so I pop the juice just to recover and get away. And then I basically figure, since I popped the juice to get my health back, since I have no defense, I invested 0 skill points in defense, so me having low health is bad, because like pretty much any burst damage will kill me. And right here I almost die being dumb. I level up, and so leg up gives me 250 armor and a little bit of health, and that helped a little bit. But if the team had any burst damage or was even remotely shooting at me, I would have died. But I helped take out that bot with the laser. And now I very stupidly throw my kitten just out in the open. What you want to do? And right there, that's a good one. I knew that guy was just gonna back away. He was running in a circle. I could sort of see the exit from where he was. And so I sort of launched it right in the exit, and he walks into it. And that's how you want to kill B with your laser. You want to guess where you're going to go, because a lot of people are incredibly predictable, and then you're going to launch it right where they're going to go. And right there you saw me using the hurt gun to tag all those bots and kill them. And as soon as there's only one left, I like to switch to the nail gun. If I need to find out about the DPS on the hurt gun. I know it's nothing, but I want to find out if there's at what point using that is more viable than using the nail gun in terms of how much damage you're doing to bots. Because don't ever use it against pros. That's just stupid. If you're ever in an instance where you want to hit their whole team with you're dead, don't even bother. And so right there, there's 2 targets, so I'm using, and then I believe I just keep healing there because the Fuji bot was there. He was gonna die, so I didn't have anything to worry about. No point in pulling out the nail gun. Now I throw that kitty just to distract the combat girl and to pester her a little bit. Now I'm healing. I'm trying to heal the gunner and the bots and my turrets all at once. I just throw a laser because they're all just kind of milling about, and I happen to get a kill, so that's nice. But I eat like a million lasers in this gameplay because the other combat girl was pretty on key with her lasers. And right there, I see her trying to get away, and I try to just peck at her to help, and I get an assist for my efforts. So that's one thing you want to do is basically you want to just tap people every now and then. If you see somebody at medium health or at low health, just tap them, even if they're really far away. You're gonna do 2 damage because if that enemy gets killed by if it gets ganked by one of your teammates, then you're gonna get an assist. And that's free money. Now I'm just hiding behind this wall. I'm killing that jerk bot, killing the that shady bot. And I launch another laser down the lane. I kill all the bots, and then I take a huge chunk out of the Fuji. And then good old Leo's being a huge annoying jerk with his stupid Fuji that he stole. I believe I tapped that guy for like a second with the hurt gun and stole that kill. I basically as soon as I saw him, I just didn't want to switch weapons because he was pretty much dead. I just wanted to tap him to get an assist. So I just right click instead of left click, and I apparently stole the kill. Now I see my doofus spark down there, and now right there, I was watching and I was waiting for the gunner to come up, and so I was preparing a laser, but the dummy Carl comes up. I laser him, and he just continues to walk in a straight line towards the lift, like he was gonna come up here and do anything with his 10 health left. But yeah, so right now, I mean, we pretty much have this. They have no team even remotely close to this, and their other team isn't very good. Besides this combat girl, I don't think anybody on the team really knew what the heck they were doing. The Leo was quite annoying, but more so just because of his abilities and less because of his the player skill. I have an incredibly MLG kitten throw right there where he gets stuck to that wall and will do hardly a thing because I had meant to throw it down a little bit lower, which still would have been a pointless throw because that turret would have decimated it immediately. Throw a kitten, and then I laser where this guy's just running forward, and I know this Carl's a big dummy, so I figure he'll either run forward or he'll back off in the direction I'm aiming because I'm basically aiming where the wall that he wants to run to. And so he gets decimated, and I'm like, this gameplay makes me sort of like a little bit depressed because I miss a lot of lasers I should have gotten. They would have been really, really cool clips, and then I land stupid ones with just dummies running straight at me. And so I'm like, ugh, I'm just gonna look like such a tool in this gameplay. Now I laser there, and I'm pretty sure I missed everybody because I didn't aim far enough right. But I'm distracted by this combat girl. Now I have no investment in health, which I usually don't do because as long as you play safe and don't like get snuck up on, you should be okay as long as you escape. There's a few close calls in this game. I would recommend health if you die, like if you're not going positive or if you're going even, then I would suggest doing health over offense because you dying less is more important than you killing more. Because you dying less, if you're not very good, you dying less is gonna give the good players less money, which is awesome because nothing's worse than a gunner who's 2 levels above you and who's really good, and there's nothing you can do about him. Because nobody can get him to low health because anytime anybody gets close to him, then they get decimated, and anytime and especially if they have a support, it's impossible. Right there, I'm not entirely sure why I popped my juice. I think I just did it to heal myself up because I find that with the combat girl, really your best uses for juice is to break grapples and as a defensive tool, and I didn't really expect anybody on this team to really make a coordinated effort to grapple me. And right here, I did the same thing she did, was that I do the same thing as oftentimes when I'm low in health. I'm like, all right, I'm going to die, so I might as well burst damage these jerks, and hopefully my teammates will pick them off. But I aimed where, because I think she's going to run away, but she just aims right at me. And so she hits me, and I miss completely. I stick around to kill her, which I only did because at this point I'm like, all right, this team's not very good, so I don't have to worry. But then their entire team swarms me. That Assault comes around, and that Leo comes around. I'm like, okay, I'm a dead man. I deserve this death. But unfortunately, I guess they got distracted by all the bright lights and shiny colors, and so they leave me alone. And then I run away and heal. And then that jerk gunner is just sitting deployed, so I laser him. And then I see that spark with team vision. Now he's getting grappled. I'm like, oh no, he's in tough crap. So I run to help him, throw a kitty down, and I fortify. So hopefully nobody will chase us. I go to heal him, and he very stupidly also runs in a big fat straight line. And so he gets melted by the combat girl. So this whole match is just a DBZ fight where me and this combat girl are just throwing lasers back and forth at each other, and every now and then we'll scream a name of a specific laser, like that makes it stronger. Like they shoot lasers all in those episodes, and then they name the laser, and now all of a sudden it's better. Like, ugh, that's so whatever. It's still awesome because it was just from my childhood, but seriously, knock it off, DBZ, with your dumb lasers. Anyways, back to things that are relevant. I'm walking around, you see me, I tap both those bots, and then I see that this gunner's going metal. He's throwing up the horns, and so he needs some health. And he uses the quick menu, which I believe is V. I might have changed it. I might have changed it personally, but I believe it's V. If you hit V, that brings up an option where it has numbers, and you basically select, and it'll give a predetermined message to your team, and I believe healing is 2. So you hit V2, and usually I just mash it, and a little exclamation point will come above your head. And so everybody will know that you've said something incredibly important, and they'll look at the chat, because oftentimes I'm not paying attention to the chat. But if somebody throws up one of those little exclamation points and I see it, I'll immediately look at the chat, and usually I'm assuming that it's heal. And unless it's near the 5-minute mark, then I'm assuming it's the Annihilator, which is 5, it's V5. I don't really use a whole lot of the other ones, but I know they exist, like push left lane, push right lane, defend our money ball. And then right there, I lasered because I thought the gunner was going to peek out again, but he is dumb, and I keep forgetting. And so he just kind of, well, he's dumb and smart, because the smart thing to do would to be hide where he was. But oftentimes, like, better players are constantly moving around, and that's usually in a back and forth motion, and that usually involves going from behind cover into cover. So he was very good in his stupidity. Now, I happened to get a kill right there, and I assumed that I was close enough to one of the kitties I had thrown in the center that when I fortified, it still worked on that kitten, and then the guy was nearby, so he gets decimated, and then I get an assist, I believe, on the assault, and I get another kill for that really, really dumb Carl. And you can see here I'm using the auto chat, I'm using the voice chat, and I'm telling my team, you can see by a little icon down by the kill feed, that they bought a jackbot, and we need to attack that mofo. And right here, I'm just spamming juice at him. I'm killing him. I don't know if juice affects the damage that laser does. If somebody knows, let me know. I have done very little investigation in this game in terms of, I guess, like statistics like that. Like normally in fighting games, I look at frame data. But in this game, I haven't done a whole lot of, I haven't gotten that far into the metagame. Right now, I'm basically just still learning pros. Like, the only pros I'm competent with are Combat Girl and Tank. And Combat Girl is pretty easy. You just heal everybody. You hide behind your turrets. You make a little nest of kittens. You pet them. You feed them. You play with them. And then when somebody comes by, you sick them on them, and then they die. And then you dance around, and everybody yells at you for not having skill and just using your kittens. Like you're gonna like do something else, and they should just be stupid enough to run into them every time, and that's acceptable. I run up there because I hear somebody moaning because they're getting wrecked by a bouncer, but it's just my dumb teammate, so I'm like, you know what, he can handle himself. I launched another laser down there, and basically you want to do that, and it's great because if you hit a pro, whatever, sure, that's great, but your main goal is you're hitting all these bots. You're damaging them severely so that your bots are going to be able to do a bunch of damage to them, and hopefully you'll kill them. And right here, my kitten gets demolished immediately. I throw the laser out. I hit one of them, which is great. Basically, anytime like you can just hit them with a laser, they're going to become way cautious, and like especially my gunner's right here, so if they peek out, they've already taken a bunch of burst damage, and then he'll wreck them. This guy juices. He's throwing up the bullhorns again, and then the stupid Combat Girl lasers him, and I'm just getting, like, it's just a laser battle of, like, the Combat Girls throwing lasers at enemies. Now, for here, I buy metaboliting just cause I can. I know this game's in the bag, so I have plenty of money. If I need to buy some Fujis, if I need to buy some bouncers, if I need to buy Annihilator, I need to buy juice, I have money for all of that. Not all of that combined, but at least one of those things. So I buy it, and I run around full speed. I pick up a bunch of money. I pick up a churro. I pick up some juice boxes. Now I'm nail gunning this Fuji because it's by himself. And then I launch a laser down the bot lane, hopefully damage some bots, push our bots into where their turrets are, take out those rocket turrets. Really, as a combat girl, you have no reason to even damage the rocket turrets. Your best bet is to just stick to the outside of the glass of where the rocket turrets are and plant a bunch of turrets. Now right here, I'm fudging around with this jerk Leo and his stupid stolen Fuji, and I very stupidly go back down here. And then he bot code X's, I believe, the stolen Fuji, and it comes around the corner and just absolutely wrecks my head. I believe that happens any second now. I laser this guy, which, I mean, it's okay. Like, I only hit one of them, so it's really not that great. Oh, I remember, I lasered him because I knew that he would drop a churro, and I would get my laser back immediately. And right here, I'm getting wrecked by the bot X Fuji that he stole. And so I'm like, oh no, I'm going to die. And I back up, and I barely survive. Well, at this point, I have full skill points invested in health. But still, that just absolutely wrecked me, which is one of the reasons why Leo is very good. He's great at pushing bot lanes. He's okay at healing. Like, he's good at healing because if he's pushing bot lanes, he's going to be mono lasering a huge amount of bots. He's going to be building up his heal, and he's going to be healing everybody from like wherever the hell he wants to be. But you can't overheal, which is a downside. But I mean, it'd be kind of broken if it could, and I don't know why you'd want to waste it. I predict this guy's going to go around the corner like that, and if he goes the other direction, then fine. I would still hit the bot lane, and I hit him with it, and then I get the assist. Normally in those circumstances, he was at full health, so you're not going to kind of want to laser. You're going to want to save it for whenever they're running away to their respawn room, because they're going to run in a very predictable manner. They're going to assume, hey, I'm safe. They're not expecting you to launch a freaking laser from all the way across the map and hit them right before they get into their spawn room. Now here, I'm planting the kitties. I see the jackbot. I'm like, all right, there's no need to buy juice, because as everybody knows, jackbots have a terrible allergy to kittens and giant lasers. So I give him a 1-2 punch, and no amount of Mucinex is going to help him with that. So he crumples into a big pile of scrap metal. The only thing more potent against a jackbot than kittens and lasers are laser kittens. But unfortunately, those aren't a thing yet. Scientists get on that. Laser kittens would be awesome. Well, I guess laser kittens is a skit by Andy Samberg on SNL, but that's, I really want a laser kitten now. You have no idea. And then... That's a good laser spot, by the way, but you have no idea how useful a kitten that also could serve as some sort of self-defense. That's just the ideal pet right there. These people buy Doberman pinchers and like pit bulls and stuff. No, laser kitten. Especially if that laser kitten is a hit scan laser kitten. Oh boy, I'm getting super nerdy. Let's ignore that. Anyways, I taunt this jerk, oh boy, Carl, because he's bad. And I had feathers coming off of me, and I used the standard stupid taunt because I haven't bought any taunts, and I doubt that I will. I might, but I mean, it's cool that Uber lets you like get all the important things. That's the one thing I like. They let you get all the important things just by playing the game, but and then you can only get cosmetic things with combat coins. I think that's a wise business decision, because basically like it's kind of like it seems kind of like a little bit shady. The whole free to play business model of like pay to win, but the way they do it, I think is excellently done. I can't really nix them for that. Here I run around. I don't know what I'm doing. I literally have no idea why I was just running in a big circle. But I killed that guy. I helped kill that gunner earlier. Now here's what you're doing. Here's what you want to do. You just want to start launching the kittens on the plexiglass and usually you want to space them out because I say usually, in this case I didn't because the team is not smart. But usually I want to space them out because anybody with an area to effect weapon, like if Carl launched a bunch of buddies or support through an airstrike or an assault through a bomb, he could take them all out in just one go, and then I would be left defenseless. Now it's killing the Moneyball time, and so I know this team's bad. I know I'm really not in any danger, and my teammates are around, so they'll take a lot of the brunt of action. So I'm just launching a bunch of kitties. I'm nailing the ball, and then what I like to do at the end is like to get as close to the ball as possible, and I try to get on top of it. Usually I only get on top of it with jets. So at the end I can let everybody know that I'm in the ball and that they can see me because I'm show buddy. Look at me. That's me right there dancing. I'm with Bullseye dancing around. So that was a good game. Let's see. I don't remember what the score was. Bring it up, me. Come on. And then I taunt. Use the standard taunt. And then the Spark uses his awesome taunt. But let's see. I go 16-0, 26 assists, 175 bot kills. with $1,200, $12,000 made. And yeah, that's the gameplay commentary. I'll see you guys next time.